Hello there and welcome to this super exciting video where I am finally revealing my secret project that I have been working on for the last couple of months. I've been dropping little teasers along the way and some of you think you have guessed, but today I can officially let you know the launch day of my little pink box. I have been collaborating with Tint to pull together my top 5 favorite products that Tint carries. Now, Tint was a new brand to me in 2023. I had purchased myself a couple of products because I was curious. I had seen a few people talk about them, and my first purchase was the Doll Squad 1.0 eyeshadow palette. I immediately fell in love, ordered more things, ordered the 2.0, and then they started sending me a few things and then asked if I wanted to collaborate to create and curate my little pink box. So I am super excited to share these 5 products with you today. As I do so, I'll give you a little bit of information about each product, and I have a demo of me applying my makeup today because I used predominantly just these 5 products to pull together my look today, even my eye look. So Tint is a brand. If you are not familiar, let me just give you a couple of highlights of points because I was not familiar with them at all. It was started by Dr. Doris Dalton after she herself finished cancer treatments and needed some kind of skincare and products, makeup products that she could stand to apply to her now super sensitive skin. And she couldn't find anything on the market. So she started developing things just for herself. Fast forward to the point where that propelled her to start creating these products for you and I to be able to use. All of her products are sulfate-free, paraben-free, cruelty-free. They are really one of the first clean beauty brands out there before clean beauty was really a thing. And she has chosen to use naturally derived ingredients rather than going to synthetic. Things like fragrance, antiseptic qualities, preservatives. She has chosen to use natural versions of those in each of her products. And every one of her products, if you look at the ingredient list, you just go, wow, that's really great. That's really great. So not only do these products look good as makeup on the skin, but they also have skincare benefits as well. Now, the doll part of the brand name was that she really feels like as women, if we will just take 10 minutes out of our daily schedule to spend a little time in self-care, making ourselves look great by either putting on a bold lipstick or putting on some mascara, maybe a little extra blush, that can go a long way in helping us feel better and more confident throughout the day. And I fully embrace that philosophy myself. I know on days if I don't even spend 10 minutes and just do something, I just don't quite feel like myself. So now that you know a little bit more about the brand and you know that each product is going to have some wonderful extra special qualities about it, let's get into the 5 products that I chose for my little pink box. The first product in my box is a complexion product, and this was one of the toughest decisions to make because I was trying to take into account my skin type, my skin issues, but also what I feel like most of you would like to see in this box. So what I decided was to include the Doll Skin Genius Serum Skin Tint with Reishi Mushroom. This is the outer box, the outer packaging. This is what the actual bottle looks like itself. It is a beautiful frosted glass bottle, has a cap with a pump on it. This foundation, I'm gonna call it a foundation even though it's a serum tint, a tinted serum. It is like foundation in the fact that it provides amazing coverage. It's medium to buildable. I can get almost full coverage. You'll see in the demo as I go through, but I go back and tap over a little bit of my dark spot and it pretty much disappears. So this does help cover redness, but it also blurs imperfections. But the Reishi Mushroom, vitamin C, vitamin E, it has hydrating ingredients. So it's gonna help keep your skin hydrated. But that serum part of the title is because it has so many good ingredients in it. It's good for your skin. It's doing wonderful things for your skin. Now, don't let that medium to buildable coverage thing scare you. If you're somebody who doesn't like the feel of traditional foundation, you're gonna love this. It has a very unique gel-like texture that is truly so lightweight that I cannot even feel it on my skin. And even though I have combinationed oily skin, I do powder it, but I find that this holds up very well all throughout the day. Now, a little disclaimer here, my mom received this box and she has already tested everything out. My mom is 76 years old. She has drier skin. She has rosy complexion. She's kind of the opposite undertone as mine, but she tried this out and she said, oh, I really like that. It feels so good. And she said, a little goes a long way. And I said, yes, it does. So as you see me applying this, I go in with the BK Beauty 113 brush. This is kind of like a fluffier paddle brush. And why I do this is it allows me to just feather on the lightest layer. Now I chose today to use the Supergoop matte sunscreen underneath, but I have tried this with my Ulta MD clear tinted. That one has a little bit of glow. And so this on top of that adds just a little more glow. So I prefer having maybe a little matter base to my skin before I start with this, but even with my normal skincare, it performs well. Now, what's really cool is you are able to personalize this box with your perfect shade of foundation. So for today, I have a little bit of Sunless Tanner on, so I combined the shades medium and light. I did about a half a pump of medium and about a half a pump of light, and that gave me my perfect shade for today. Now this comes in just 10 shades, but it comes in a very wide range from very fair to deep. Now I'm going to put up on the screen what I think is the most helpful way to figure out your color, because if you're looking on your screen, the colors of foundation or the undertones can be a little hard to determine, but I used this chart to help my mom select her shade. She is more in the cooler skin tone. She's fair to light, but she doesn't like her makeup to look super light. So we did fair light for her and it works perfectly. This chart is on their website as well, but use that to help you select your perfect shade. Now, as we go, I'm going to tell you what the retail price is for each one of these products. And at the end, I'm going to give you the special pricing for this compilation of products because it's amazing. So normal retail price for this foundation alone is $44 for 1.0 fluid ounces. Product number 2, cream blush, has just skyrocketed in popularity over, I feel like, just the last year. And so I really wanted to include a cream blush type product in here. And when I first tried out the Cheek Flush blushes from Dalton, I said, this is the product. I've got to put this in my box. Now these Cheek Flush blushes, ooh, that's going to be hard for me to continue to say. These actually you can use on the cheeks, the lips, and the eyes. I've actually not used these much on the eyes, but I plan to use them more. But what I love about these blushes, not only is the texture just super, super creamy, but it's not sticky tacky. Like literally, if you could reach through the screen and feel, it feels like powder. So these are one of those unique formulations that start off as a cream, but they have a wonderful finish, a powdery finish on the skin. Now, not only is the texture amazing on these, but again, they are filled with really good for your skin ingredients. These in particular have coconut oil, vitamin E, and ginseng extract. Those are just a couple of the ingredients. These come in, I think there's 10 shades on their website. So as I was going through and literally testing and swatching and trying on all of those shades, I'm like, how on earth do I come up with the perfect shade that's gonna work for just about everybody? And I came across this shade Petal. Now here in the pan, you can see it looks a little bit more of a warm pink tone. I'm gonna swatch it here. On my skin, I felt like, okay, maybe a little more pinkness comes through. Now, as I do the demo, you're gonna see this actually can show up with quite a lot of pigment. Now, I'm using my rougher number 04 brush. This is my favorite for cream blush, and I'm just tapping that brush in the blush and then tapping it on the cheeks. Now you can blend these in with your fingers, but I just prefer the control of a brush. And you can see I have full pigment very quickly. Now, another way, if you're scared when you're first trying these, you're not sure how much pigment you're going to get, you can tap your brush in the product, tap it on the back of your hand, then go to your cheeks. That is a safer way to apply it. But again, they are very buildable. And this shade, when paired with a couple of the other products that I have in this box, I feel like is so versatile. And this just gives you that fresh as a daisy kind of look to your cheeks. Obviously, I have it on right now, but I have fallen in love with this shade. I've used it with so many different eye looks and makeup looks, with even other foundations aside from the Reishi one, and these cheek flushes just perform so well. I love that they have a mirror here, super compact for travel. Now, as I mentioned, I don't like a cream blush that's overly sticky, but I also don't want one that's gonna break down the foundation underneath. This one does not make your foundation underneath go patchy. It doesn't break it down. It wears well throughout the day. And this little baby retails for $24. Now, the third product in my box, this was the second hardest decision because I needed to include a palette, but my favorite palette, the 1.0, is no longer available. And the formulation on these shadows is just, in my opinion, top notch. Now, they did do the 2.0 palette, and I was considering this. This is what that palette looks like. But it's very warm, and I know that some of you are not into super warm eyeshadows, and I wanted to be sensitive to that. But also, I started thinking, you know, I've been recommending a lot of eyeshadow palettes from lots of other brands. There's been so many releases. You're probably over eyeshadow palettes. And I know that many of you actually prefer sometimes simple eye looks like what I'm wearing here today, and you love to just do something quick, fast, and easy. And so then I tried out the Refocus AfterGlow palette, and I was sold. I thought, this is what I need to put in here. Now, this is a multitasking face palette. These powders in here have micro pixel blurring powders. Now, what that means is these powders are, first of all, not only so silky to the touch, but they go on the skin so smoothly, and they actually create a filter-like finish. Like if you put a filter on your camera lens, that's the type of finish that these powders give your skin. Now, even though this one looks matte, you'll see as I apply it in a moment, it has just the most subtle hint of glow. Do you see that? And as it kind of reaches the warmth of your skin, do you see how it almost becomes like cream and it just melts into your skin? It makes your cheeks just look so beautiful. So if you're not into super shimmery highlights, you are gonna love this. Next to it, we have this beautiful glowy pink blush. I should be swatching these. I'll swatch these here on my hand. So we have that first powder. It looks kind of mostly matte, but it does kind of work into the skin as satin. Then you have this subtly glowy pink blush. Next to it, you have this warm bronzer. Now, don't let this scare you. It scared me when I first opened it. I thought, oh, that's a really orangey bronzer. You know, I love something that's contour that I can put in the hollows of my cheeks. But then I used this on my cheeks, and I'll show you how in a moment, and I fell in love immediately. And then the last powder in here is a glowy highlight, but there are no shimmer particles, no glitter particles. It just captures the light and creates a beautiful shine and glow on the cheeks. Now, I started off by talking about eyeshadow palettes, and I opened this up. Yes, I have used this many times as that wonderful, quick, kind of no makeup look out the door, and that is what I have on my eyes today. So let me show you what I did. First off, of course, I did apply a little bit of concealer and eyeshadow primer to my lids, and then I went in first with this cream shade, put that on the lid under the brow bone. It does not take a lot. mind you, because it does have that little bit of glow. But then I took a fluffy brush, and I have some of the Dalton brushes, and they're actually really nice as well. So I used the eyeshadow blending brush, and I tapped into first that cream shade and then into the bronzer shade. And then I go in just with the bronzer shade and build up that color. And you can build up quite a lot of color. You could go down to a more dense brush if you want more color, but I wanted to keep this super soft. And then on the lids, I went in with a little more first of this matte cream shade. And then I tapped on a little over the top with that kind of glowy highlight shade, and it just created this beautiful soft eye look. And really, this is one of those palettes that you can do the no makeup look in 10 minutes and be out the door, because this is going to give you that subtle definition through the eyes, but it doesn't look like you're really made up. Now, I do add eyeliner later, I'll talk about that, but I just have loved how this looks on the eyes, just a quick, simple, out the door eye look. But then, of course, the main attraction with this palette is actually how this looks on the face. So I started off with my unpowdered skin. So mind you, we do have that cream blush on, we have the foundation. I have not yet powdered my skin. And sometimes that is trouble if you go in with a bronzer or powdered bronzer, but not with this palette. Now I do go in with a fluffy brush. I used the BK Beauty 103 brush. And the secret to this is I tapped first into the cream powder and then into the bronzer and tapped it on my cheeks. So if you are a fairer complexion person and this type of bronzer scares you, you're gonna dilute it with a little bit of this, go into that, tap it on your cheeks, and just look at that beautiful, soft, sun-kissed glow on your cheeks. It's not shimmery, and it just gives enough color. Now you can continue to build up the color. I will go back to with just the bronzer and add just a little bit of color there to the tops of the cheeks. You can really go full on if you wish. And then just to go through this palette, again, you don't have to do all these steps every day, but I love tapping a little bit of this pink blush kind of in the right below the apple of the cheek, kind of up to the cheekbone, and you can see it just brings a little more of a pink tone. Then I went in with a little bit of the cream shade as highlight, and then of course topped it with the shimmery highlight. And boy, do we have some glow on the cheeks. Now you're seeing my cheeks before any powder, so keep that in mind. But I just absolutely fell in love with this palette, and I've been keeping it on my desk and using it nearly every day. It's just so fast, so quick and easy. And as far as the ingredients in here, this does actually contain strengthening peptides in it. So I feel like peptides is the buzzword right now in skincare. And this actually contains peptides. So every step that we have done so far has been doing good things for our skin. And this palette normally retails for $39. Product number 4. This one, when I tried it out, I said, this is going in the box. I don't care about anything else. This was something that I decided on right away the first time I used it. And it is the Dalton Pink Power Brightening Treatment Powder. It's a long title, I know. I talked about this powder in my year-end favorites because I just feel like this is the most unique pink powder out on the market today. I have several in my drawer and I don't use them. Why? Because I feel like every time I use those powders, number one, they're super drying and they just look strange on me because I have more yellow undertones, and those powders all contain, in my opinion, a little too much pink. So when I saw this powder, I was like, I don't know, is this gonna be like all those other pink powders? No, it is not. Number one, it is not the same because of the ingredients in this powder. Now, it is a treatment powder, and why they're saying that is because it contains vitamin C, bamboo extract, peptides, hyaluronic acid, and rose quartz. Yes, the gemstone rose quartz, crushed up rose quartz in here, but that doesn't mean it has any shimmer whatsoever. All right, so I just tapped my finger. This has one of those nets on it, and it does have a wonderful lid that keeps it contained. So you're not gonna have a mess of powder going everywhere. You could travel easily with this, but I just wanna show you what this looks like on the skin. All right, I've blended this in. Can you see anything that looks pink? No, it just looks bright. It looks perfected. And this is the most silky powder that I own. I was watching a video on Dalton's website, and the person using it said after she put it on her face that her face felt like a rose petal. And I thought that is the perfect description. That soft, kind of powdered, but slightly hydrated. It's such a unique experience. So I'm going to show you setting my entire face with this today, and I'm using a big old brush. This is the number 30 from Rougher, and I am powdering just half of my face with this. But typically I love this powder under the eyes and to set kind of the center part of the face. I feel like it is blurring, it's perfecting, but it has hydrating ingredients, so it's not gonna dry out your under eyes, it's not gonna dry out your face throughout the day. So if you are a drier skin type and you've wanted to try a powder that can add an extra blurring effect without drying out your skin, without looking like powder on your skin, this is gonna be perfect for you. So I'm gonna finish up and go ahead and powder the rest of my face, but you can see it does give an immediate blurring effect. Obviously it's taking down the shine, and the second side of my face I'm showing you if I didn't powder my cheeks, kind of the difference, you know, just doing the center of my face. It looks super blurred over the pores. Now for me, because I am a combo skin girl, that's why I typically don't use this as my main setting powder all over my face, because it's gonna get a little more shiny for me throughout the day. But again, I love this under the eyes. Hallelujah, finally a powder that won't dry it out. And for me, I've used several different powders successfully with the Reishi Mushroom skin tint, but I do love, and kind of what I went back with today to set my face was with the Honest Beauty blurring setting powder. That's a talc-free powder. So I just took a little bit of that through the center of the face just to take down a little more of the shine. So all in all, I just find this to be such a unique product, and it does retail for $36. Now we're gonna fast forward in my getting ready to the final product in my box, and then I'll go back and show you a couple of other products that you might want to consider, and I'll tell you why. So the final product in my box was a lip color. Now this also was a challenge. I have a whole box of all of the Dalton lipsticks. They have lip crayons, they have lip balms, they have so many different options. And when I saw the name of this lipstick, I immediately said, oh, this might be it. And then I swatched the lipstick, and then I wore the lipstick, and I was sold. So this lipstick that comes in the box, it's called Coffee Talk. And for me, that just describes so much about my time here on YouTube. I know so many of you have said you love to grab a cup of coffee, sit down, watch a Get Ready With Me video from my channel. And when I'm doing those Get Ready With Me videos, I've got my cup of coffee here drinking, and we're just talking about makeup. And so I just thought this was the perfect shade name, and the color is just stunning. And what I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you how versatile this particular color is in a moment. But before we get to that, what is so amazing about this particular formulation is it is full pigment, but it has really good nourishing ingredients. It has avocado oil, mango butter, has aloe and lysine extracts to help soothe and protect. And there are, again, so many other amazing ingredients. As I was scrolling through the list, you can go online and read them if you wish, but great ingredients. And then, you know, I'm somebody who really is all about the smell of things. And this has a wonderful, just very light, natural vanilla scent. And when it's on your lips, if you happen to lick your lips, it tastes really good. It tastes sweet. Not that I am condoning eating your lipstick, you know, but there's always incidental contact, I feel like, with your lips, and there's nothing worse than your lipstick tasting like perfume or something gross, and this one does not. So let me get to now the application of this lipstick. So again, lipstick shades like blush shades are so hard to just choose one for the mass population, but I feel like this one in my mind, is a mid-tone neutral kind of nude pink shade, but it's mid-tone. It's not going to blank out your lips. But if you already have a lot of color to your lips, this could be your lips but better type of color. But I'm going to show you in a demo how universal this lipstick color can be, and depending on what lip liner you pair with it. Now with the Natasha Denona, I need a nude lip crayon, and this is in kind of a deeper brown shade. This is in the shade Naya. You can see how the tones in the lipstick just change slightly. They go a little more brown, but they're a little deeper. And then as I tap that off, you're gonna notice not only the lip liner is still there, but there's still a lot of staining kind of left behind on the lips. And so then I go in with the Flight 70. I have done this combination several times. This shade in Fame is kind of like a muted rose. And you can see that brings out slightly more rosy, reddish rosy tones in the lipstick. And then I tap that off and I go in with what I'm currently wearing here, and that is the Pat McGrath Permagel Ultra Lip Pencil in Divine Rose. And this is a pretty bright kind of pink shade. As it's being applied on the lips with that lipstick, the lipstick just morphs right into that, and you get this beautiful pinky shade that coordinates a little bit better with what I am wearing. But that is why I love this lipstick, because I feel like this color can work basically for anybody. And depending on your skin's undertones, depending on what you're wearing, you can really alter it depending on what lip liner you pair with it. So you can see those 3 lip liners. So all in all, it's a great formulation, super comfortable. Now, it's not a long wear lipstick, so you are gonna have to reapply it through the day, but it's hydrating, it's pigmented. I don't have problems with it bleeding past the lip lines. And I just overall really, really love the lip color, the formulation, and the fact that it's called Coffee Talk. Could it be any more perfect? Now that lipstick normally retails for $24. So if you have gotten out your calculator and added up all of those prices, you will come to a total of $167. But the great thing is you don't have to pay $167. You don't even have to pay half that. The price of my little pink box is $79. You get free shipping, and again, you get to select your specific foundation shade. Now, I promised you I would show you a few of the other steps of my makeup routine, because since I could only select 5 products for this box, there are a couple of other products that I really do love also from Dalton that I use on a regular basis that I wanted to share with you, because you can use my special discount code. I'll put it across the screen and down below with the links and everything, and you can get 25% off anything else on their website. Anything outside of this box that you purchase, you can get 25% off. So let's start first at eyeliner. Again, I showed these and talked about these in my year-end favorites, and I've already heard from several of you that have tried them out and you love them too. They are the All I Need eyeliners. It's available in 15 shades. Now, my top 3 shades that I have been using in a regular rotation are the purple shade, which is called Amethyst. And I use this today on my lower lash line, and you'll see as I'm applying it, this color really brings out the green in my eyes. So I love a good plum liner, and it's hard to find one that doesn't translate as just black or muddy purple on the eyes. This translates as purple, and these are super smudgeable until they set, and then they do not budge. And these are waterproof, they sit, and they stay all day. Now on my upper lash line, I debated whether using the purple there, but since I was kind of going for more of that slightly more natural, no makeup look, I chose to use the color Cocoa. And this is a beautiful, deep, dark brown that is softer than black, but it gives you the definition like you're using a black eyeliner. And that's my favorite kind of brown pencil. It's totally matte, so is the purple one. And I use this on the outer part of my lash line, then I worked it into my lashes as I went towards the inner corner. You can see I grabbed an angled eyeliner brush and just pulled out just a tiny little whisper of a wing. I've been loving doing that, especially with these pencils. Now, these are self-sharpening, and I always go through this, but just in case you don't know how this works. So they have a screw-on cap, and you screw it on until it's tight. Then you twist 1, 2, you can go 3, and it will be sharpening here in the point. There's a spring, there's all kinds of things going on, but basically what that does is when you take off the cap, you have a fresh point on the end. So I have just so enjoyed these. The other favorite shade that I use on the lower lash line most of the time is the shade Bronze. This is beautiful. It's just slightly lighter. It does have a hint of a sheen, not much showing up right there, but that is the bronze shade. Let me show you the purple. There's the purple. So you can see that the purple is deep, but it's still purple. Now, since we're at the eye area, let me go next to mascara. I have really enjoyed this in my second tube of the Pro Lash Miracle Lifting Mascara. This contains all the stuff like castor oil and great ingredients to help with lash growth and nourishment, but it also is a gel-based formula, so it is light enough to keep and lift your lashes, to help them stay curled, stay up all day. It's smudge proof. I don't have any smudging, and flake resistant. Sometimes I might have a few little flakes if I mess with my contact, but other than that, it remains pretty flake free. And in the demo, I'm showing it paired with the L'Oreal Primer Mascara. I just always use a lash primer, so I thought I would show it as I normally use it, but you can see it builds a beautiful volume, length, and again, it's one of those things that's good for your lashes. And then the other thing that I wanted to mention, which I used as prep under my eyes because I've not been getting a lot of sleep lately, or a lot of good sleep. So I have had like serious dark circles, and I just so enjoy the tinted under eye treatment. And you can see I'm just using the end of this and rubbing it under the eyes because it has a ceramic top on it that is so cooling to the skin. It's tinted. It comes in 6 different shades, and I'm using the shade number 2 here. So it's going to give you a light little bit of tint. So if you're somebody who likes to just throw on a sunscreen through the day, but you've got dark circles, you could throw this under your eyes and it's going to blend seamlessly. This is something that you can also pair, like I did today, with a more full coverage concealer over the top of it. But I just love the benefits. And again, it has really good ingredients, and it's supposed to help kind of reduce puffiness and dark circles, and it just feels really wonderful. Gracie wanted to hop up here and give her stamp of approval on Dalton products because she says anything that's cruelty-free we love, and she has really enjoyed watching me get ready. She's been sitting on my lap for part of today, on and off. She's looking at all these products saying, yeah, Mom, these look amazing. Now, as always, I will link and list in the description box down below the products that I talked about and a link to my little pink box. I'm also gonna pin a comment because sometimes that's easier to find, but make sure you use those links, use my discount code because you don't wanna miss out on 25% off on anything else on their site that you might purchase. I will be earning commission off of anything that you buy, so thank you in advance to those of you that do make a purchase, but no pressure. I just so appreciate every one of you being here. Because of you, I am able to do things like this and collaborate with brands and come up with products and compilations of products that I know you're gonna love. And I look forward to hopefully more things like this in the future. You know, my dream has always been to collaborate on an eyeshadow palette. I hope at some point that will happen, but for now, I'm just so grateful for all of you being here, but also to Dalton, a huge thank you. I deal with so many brands on a regular basis, and let me just tell you, they are so kind, so generous, and just a true pleasure to work with. And I feel like their products really are as good as advertised. So I just love when I find a brand like that, that you can trust what you're being told is being put in the products perform well. So thank you again for being here, for watching, and I can't wait to hear your stories of your little pink box experiences. I'll see you next time. Bye.